Hello everyone, my name is Kelly Mitchell and today I'm here to talk to you about my evidence-based project around the nursing issue. So the nursing issue I decided to focus on is pediatric obesity. And this issue is a growing problem here in the United States as well as all over the world. And according to one study I found by Grulon, Cezanne, and Truelode, 10% of school-aged children in the world are presently considered overweight. And in addition to that, one campaign called the Let's Move campaign found that today nearly 1 in 3 children in America are overweight or obese. Now, with these alarming numbers, it is evident that something needs to be done to stop this growing issue. And another study I found by Bresnow et al. Explains that the primary care office is important and it is very underutilized in the intervention of childhood obesity. So for this project, I wanted to focus on primary care offices where nurse practitioners, doctors, and other areas of healthcare are involved in the care of these children. The main purpose of this project is to use motivational interviewing to decrease the BMI of obese children. Now, the target audience for this project will be the pediatric obese population, parents of children, as well as healthcare workers. And healthcare workers are involved in this target audience because it is important that nurses and nurse practitioners understand the growing issue of pediatric obesity and ways to treat and or prevent this major issue. Nurse practitioners in the primary care setting and nurses in the primary care setting are one of the first lines of defense to combat this issue because they are doing the day-to-day interaction with these patients and they have the biggest impact on these patients as well. And with this project, nurses and nurse practitioners will gain a better understanding of the intervention of motivational interviewing, and it will empower them to use motivational interviewing in their own practice today. Now, for this project, I found 4 studies that are the background evidence that support this issue. And of the 4 studies I found, the first 3 are randomized controlled trials, and the last one is a quasi-experimental design. And all of these studies looked at pediatric obese patients from a variety of different age ranges and populations around the world, and they looked at motivational interviewing to decrease the BMI, as well as other factors such as physical activity and diet control. And all these 4 studies provided good evidence of impact that motivational interviewing decreased BMI in the obese pediatric patients. And among these 4 studies, they all found statistically significant results when comparing motivational interviewing to a usual care group that just received usual care from their primary care physician without any extra sessions of therapy or physical activity monitoring. And all 4 of these studies are feasible because they are all easily replicated and require little cost and little participation from participants. So these 4 studies are great bits of evidence to support the fact that motivational interviewing can help decrease BMI in the pediatric obese patients. Now for this project, there are a few steps that need to occur before implementation begins and dissemination of results can occur. So for this project, the project leader will facilitate the research by recruiting the team of primary care providers, such as nurse practitioners and nurse researchers, as well as data analysts to help compile all the data at the end. And the care providers and nurses will help recruit the patients and the participants from the High BMI clinic here at UK. And this will be done via a phone script, in-person verbal script, and flyers that will be posted around the office. A scent will be collected from all of the participants and their parents, and with that, all the participants that meet the criteria, and they will be screened to ensure that they meet all of the inclusion criteria and that they are free from any of the defined exclusion criteria, such as underlying conditions or other things that may prevent them from participating in this study. Now, after that, a demographic survey will be handed out, and this will help us researchers get to know what background our participants are from and what a better idea of what the population entails. And with this project, we would like to find 75 participants, as well as their parents and guardians, to receive a weekly 30-minute motivational interviewing session performed by a trained primary care provider. That in this project, that will be the nurse practitioners in the primary care office of the High BMI clinic. Now, this project will go on for 6 months. We will look at BMI for 6 months, and we will record BMI at the beginning of the project, at 3 months, and again at 6 months. And with this project, BMI is the major outcome being measured, and we will look at the BMI and we will compare each BMI from baseline, 3 months, and 6 months. And we will see if there is a difference and if motivational interviewing does in fact decrease BMI in this particular population. Now, at the end of this study, as I said, we will compile all the data of the BMI into a table, and we will create a poster, and with this poster we will talk to the stakeholders, which are everyone involved, so the participants, parents, other healthcare workers. We will gather them all together and we will explain the study, what we were looking for, what we found, and how this will help the nursing field from here on out. And with the help of the poster, we will disseminate the research to, like I said, other stakeholders, as well as travel around to other primary care offices to get this information that we found about motivational interviewing on pediatric obese patients out into the healthcare field. And this concludes the presentation of my project on motivational interviewing in the pediatric obese population. Thank you.